This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
It's true that some things change as we get older. But if you're a woman over 40 and you're dealing with insomnia, brain fog, moodiness, and weight gain, you don't have to accept it as just another part of aging. And with MIDI Health, you can get help and stop pushing through it alone. The experts at MIDI understand that all these symptoms can be connected to the hormonal changes that happen around menopause. And MIDI can help you feel more like yourself again. Many healthcare providers aren't trained to treat or even recognize menopause symptoms. MIDI clinicians are menopause experts. They're dedicated to providing safe, effective, FDA-approved solutions for dozens of hormonal symptoms, not just hot flashes. Most importantly, they're covered by insurance. 91% of MIDI patients get relief from symptoms within just 2 months. You deserve to feel great. Book your virtual visit today at joinmidi.com. That's joinmidi.com.
Man.
I had to do the weather and I almost choked on a pretzel.
I didn't even
almost lost
hear
it.
Where'd you get a pretzel?
Out of a bag.
Oh. Not like a greasy, salty pretzel?
Nope. I got a pretzel out of a bag.
Oh.
What were you saying there, Zacho?
I didn't even hear it. I'm sorry. I should have stepped in.
Are you going to make it?
And told everybody about the high of 60 under mostly sunny skies. Or the fact that
tomorrow.
the Power Hour is live at KFAN.com/watch. And it's thanks to Quantum Fiber.
You know I love it. A young grandmother's body was found with her head inside a 23-foot python's mouth.
Jeez.
Wa Siti. A 55-year-old grandma mysteriously vanished while she was out gardening. One of her sons, Simon, called family to help search for Grandma. I was always worried about her working on the farm, he said, and the fact that she really liked sticking her head in snakes' mouths.
Jeez. All the way around.
Oh. Is that a real story?
No, I don't think so. That's why I made fun of it. I do like going on those websites that, like, they come up with the most ridiculous stories about Chupacabra,
Yeah.
and they're reporting him as news.
Wait, that was fake?
I don't know. Hey, check this out. Hey, Corey.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you got to do sports,
I don't really care.
Yeah.
but
We've
you
gone
like to
through it.
gamble, right?
100%.
Did you read the story the other day? We never got to it. I don't know if I need to say this word. I'm going to spell it for you. SPERM. Millionaires are hosting the world's first SPERM race.
Saw this. I saw the headline. I didn't read the story, though, but I did see this on Twitter.
Complete with
They're racing.
leaderboards, commentary, and replays.
How does that work?
Right.
And they're off. Yeah, I know. I thought about saying it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The unusual contest is being organized by SPERM Racing, a group of young moguls and millionaires who raised over $1 million to back this Kentucky Derby of Creative Juices.
Creative juices.
It takes place April 25th at the Hollywood Palladium. This can't be true. Is it true?
I mean,
2 competitors, 2 samples, 1 microscopic finish line.
this can't be real.
Why, you want to race?
I mean, it depends. Who am I racing?
Zach.
No, Zach would win.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak to the speed of
Right.
what I have.
Well, Sauce, you can't swim,
No, I can't.
so I wonder if your boys can.
I'm sure they can.
Well, I mean, one of them got there, but we don't know if they took forever or
yeah.
swam quickly. We don't know.
Yeah.
I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's to race at the Palladium.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, look, everybody wants clicks around here. All right, everybody at the fan, donate a sample. We'll see who races the fastest, and then we'll put it on Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll make a reel.
Oh, my
We're
God.
still doing that?
Have you guys gotten the latest email from iHeart?
No.
This is a big thing. We all have to donate.
This email says we don't have to donate. We just have to support Ryan Seacrest as his boys race at the Palladium on the 25th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Ryan Seacrest's Boys Week.
Good luck, Ryan.
Yeah, congrats, Ryan.
We love you.
We love you.
Even though we can't email you, even though you're an employee and you're a coworker, but somehow your email is blocked.
Yeah.
Mike Mussman's here to talk to us about SPERM races on K102.
I got dubs.
Yeah. Oh,
You got two?
relax.
Is that a real story?
I think so.
Boy, we can bet on anything these days.
Yeah.
I do like that part of it.
Yeah. Well, the gambling, I'd gamble on anything.
Can you imagine like sitting there rooting on
Rooting?
That
stuff?
stuff? Yeah.
So, but I think the flaw is like people who really like horse racing or camel racing or dog racing is you're betting on past performance, right? All right, this horse has won 4 out of his last 5 races. The 5th race he came in second, just faded late. You look at the book. This seems to me like a one-time race. So let's say you have one of those that just crushes.
Yeah.
You're not going to get to see him race 2 weeks from now.
No, you're not.
It's a one-time race.
One-time race.
Aren't there like 1 million of them in there?
A lot of dehydration.
Sure.
Like, do they all swim the same speed or?
I think, I don't know. That's
I don't know.
Probably
That's a
not.
good
I mean,
question.
I would guess the fastest one gets to the egg,
Yeah.
Yep.
Here comes Slimy.
Oh.
We definitely need PA to do play-by-play of the highlights of this race.
Yeah. That'd be great. Yucky.
Down the stretch they go.
Oh, Zach.
Here
gross.
comes Sparkle.
You know who else would be front row of this?
Who?
Tommy.
He's the finish line.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He'd love it. I don't think I saw who won. Let's do it again.
I like Hawk though with the when the names. What would your name be?
Sick.
And see.
Yep, that'll do it. It's a real news story. I'm here to report.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's real.
I think it is.
I think it is.
I've seen it on multiple outlets now.
Same.
Really?
Yep.
Grody.
Okay. Congratulations. There you go. Are you ready for some sports now?
Sure.
Yeah, man.
You sure?
I mean, yeah. We've talked about
It's
so much
time
of
for
this stuff.
Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by Builders and Remodelers.
Thank you, builders and remodelers.
All right, the big stuff. If you're just waking up, the Wild did clinch
Let's
a playoff
go.
spot last night. They will
Sweet.
face Vegas in round 1. They won in dramatic fashion last night over the Anaheim Ducks of Anaheim. 3-2, but they needed to get to overtime to secure a playoff spot. And when they were fighting to get into overtime and they were trailing the Ducks 2-1, Calgary was getting its ass kicked. So it looked like, well, we better try to just get in and lock this up. But even if we lose to the Ducks, it looks like the Flames are going to lose. So we're probably good either way. Well, fast forward, the Flames came back and won in overtime. Luckily, about an hour or so before that, the Wild scored with a little over 20 seconds to go. They pulled the goalie because they were in one of those races. And then Joel Eriksson Ek scored with about 20 seconds to go, ties it up. That gets us to overtime. That guarantees a playoff spot for the Wild. But when you throw Marc-Andre Fleury out there in what might be his last game, you don't want to have him get torched in a shootout and get embarrassed or give up a game-losing goal.
Yeah.
You're putting a lot on the line, right? This is Fleury's moment.
Yeah.
He's had a whole bunch of cool moments this year. And as he seems to do every time, Zach, they put him in that spot where it's like, all right, this is your final game against Pittsburgh, or this is your final game starting, or this is your final whatever. You get to overtime, Gustafsson goes out, you give him like 20 seconds to get warm, and all he does is make 5 saves, a handful of them spectacular, and then Boldy scores in overtime, and Marc-Andre Fleury, in what might be his last game, gets an awesome send-off and an overtime
done,
victory.
sir.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That dude just finds a way to get the walk-off shot over and over and
He's
over
great.
again.
Very grateful because, again, that could have ended many different ways that were not that emotional, that we'll call it tear-inducing.
Yes.
And
What if it gets to a
right.
shootout and he gives
Yeah.
up like every goal
Yeah.
and just
No.
gets embarrassed?
Joe brought that up, the face-off before the Wild scored in overtime. He's like, oh, it'd be a shame to see this end in a shootout. And thank God the Wild caught a break. I think it was Zuccarello who busted his ass up the right side and found Boldy in front to finish. That was again, like I said, a storybook ending to a Hall of Fame career. And what a awesome privilege it is to be able to have a guy of his stature that will be remembered forever wearing a Wild jersey to close out his career. So
Yeah,
cool.
sweet.
The Wild also officially announced that the X is no longer going to be the X. The naming rights deal is done. They still have a partnership with XL Energy, but will not have the naming rights. And a new arena name is expected before next season. So for the first time in team history, it will not be the XL Energy Center. Best of luck to whoever takes over for the X, because I think it's going to be called the X for a long time.
You are correct. Yep.
So good luck. But somebody's going to do it.
Yeah.
The iHeart Radio Arena.
That's what it's going to be called?
Oh, man, I wasn't supposed to say anything.
Oh, well, you gave up the ghost.
So Wild in Vegas, round 1 starts this weekend. Zacho, you're here on Sunday, but either way, this weekend, game 1 against the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yep, a few days rest, which is going to be much needed after this crazy playoff push. And the Golden Knights are great. Obviously, they're a very good team, but I don't think we know what the Wild have because we haven't seen the Wild in full force since November. So,
And also, we learn
Who
this
knows?
every year. Or we don't learn this every year. We're reminded every year that the regular season in hockey means almost nothing. It means
Yeah.
almost nothing.
Yeah.
Right? The team
It's
that
completely
scores the most points or has the best record sometimes gets bounced in round 1 and
Yeah,
sometimes
Boston.
convincingly. So it's a crapshoot. You get a hot goalie or a hot team, and it can be a quick series the other way. And like you mentioned, we're healthy, and when we
Yeah.
were healthy, we were one of the best teams in the league. So who knows?
well, and
I'm sure they're
Go
not
out and
thrilled.
take it.
I'll submit this to you, Core.
Thanks,
Whoa.
Zach.
Oh, my.
The New York Rangers were the President's Trophy winners last year, and this year they're probably not even going to make the playoffs. I think they may have even been eliminated. So,
Oh, Zach, Sunday potentially in Vegas, right? Have you checked the weather? Do we know if it's going to
Yeah,
be good
man.
conditions for Sunday? Because you once famously gave us a weather report from outside of T-Mobile Arena.
that's right, Core. 81 degrees.
Okay,
and
so
sunny.
how will that affect Jewel Eriksson and Kirill Kaprizov? They haven't been back very long, only a couple of weeks. 81 degrees is going to be pretty hot walking to the arena.
Well, and as you know, Core, the dress code in the NHL is very strict. They have to wear, very thick, heavy suits.
Sure.
So I wouldn't doubt that we see a sweat broken by one of those two.
Do you believe that the team bus should probably turn up the air conditioning
Yes.
slightly to adjust to that 81 degree temp on Sunday?
I would hope so.
Now, are you going to go there to cover the weather?
Stay tuned.
Yeah, are you going to go?
What a tease.
There's no, there's talks.
So if you don't go, should I just check my weather app or what am I going to do?
Oh, no, I mean, you could probably find a reporter on the ground. Maybe I know Michael Russo will be there, so maybe
I have
Russo will
never
give it-
once seen him tweet about the weather.
Yeah, I
You haven't?
No, I haven't.
No.
either.
So how am I going to get that information?
That's a good point. That's a big blind spot. I mean, he's normally a pretty good. He's pretty connected.
Yeah.
The Twins lost to the. Oh, sorry, I'm just so used to saying that. They won 6-3 over the Mets. They won 6-3 over the Mets. They are now 6-12.
Here's Rocco.
We got good pitching. The guys swung the bats very well up and down the lineup, and we ran the bases good. So, you combine all that together, it was a good, aggressive, tough win.
All right.
Win.
Sauce, your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, it's fine. It was, good to see Buxton play well. That slide into home was a great slide. Correa, I don't know if we have any update on that. Wallner being hurt. Yeah, they're 6-12. It's a horrific start, but, it's a long season. Can they bounce back? And will anyone care?
Hey, Corleone.
Yes.
I can't remember what the concept of Gambit was, the video, the game show. Do you?
No.
Me neither.
Is this a Wink Martindale show?
Yeah, Wink Martindale was the host of Gambit.
Yeah, never really watched it. The main Wink Martindale show that I loved and watched was Tic Tac Doe. But that's
he did that one?
That's a pretty bad show as well.
What was that?
You had to answer questions and then end up getting Tic Tac Doe. I think they're actually bringing it back with Brooke Burns.
Oh.
No, that's that you're thinking of Hollywood Squares.
Okay.
Tic Tac Doe, you had to find the dragon and stuff. So it was kind of dumb.
I don't know that
Again,
either.
they're bringing it back on Game Show Network too, which is too bad because again, Brooke Burns is one of the best, most underrated game show hosts in the last 20 or 30 years. She's fantastic.
Is she really?
She's so good.
She's
a machine.
What was she first known for?
The Chase.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
And
I did like The Chase.
yeah, it's a great show. The Chase is a great concept too, and she is a machine. She just never stumbled. Sometimes had to read unbelievably fast because the clock's ticking away, and yeah. Props to Brooke Burns.
What do you think Wink was short for?
That's a good question.
Winkle.
Let's start with you,
Yeah,
Sauce.
Winkle, Wizinator.
These are all bad guesses.
Yeah, no, I'm full of bad guesses today. I apologize.
It's got to be something that starts with W.
Wayne,
That's a W.
waltzing.
That's a verb.
All right, sorry. I think it's. Man, that's a great question. The more I think about it, the more I can't come up with an answer.
I'm not convinced you're thinking.
I don't know if I ever have. God, sorry I didn't walk around Costco with you.
We were supposed to buy for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Winston. It's short for Winston.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that does, yeah.
Winston Martindale.
That's right. Do you want to hear an interesting story about Winston?
Sure.
On the evening of July 10th, 1954, Winston Martindale was showing the WHBQ studios to some friends of his when he realized that his colleague on the 9 p.m. to midnight shift, 9 p.m. to midnight shift at the radio station, Dewey Phillips, was getting a large number of reactions from listeners after hearing a brand new song. That song was That's All Right by Elvis Presley. The song was recorded at the recording studio from Sam Phillips on the evening of July 5th, 1954, just 5 days earlier. Sam, who had brought the record on July 6th into WHBQ studio for the first airing, had just left it there. And it just so happened that Wink Martindale was in the studio the first night it was ever played on a radio anywhere. Pretty interesting.
Wow, that's sweet.
Yeah. And people went crazy for it immediately.
I did not know that.
Well, me neither. Pretty neat. Good for you, Wink.
Yeah, man.
That's a good story. I mean, Wink had a lot of cool stories, I'm sure. Kind of a good-looking son of a bitch.
Yeah, and kind of obviously the golden era of game show hosts, right?
Yeah.
The 80s and 90s specifically with Chuck Woolery, Trebek,
Charles Manson.
Bob Barker.
Charles, which
Chuck
show
Manson.
did Chuck Manson do?
Let's Get Stabby.
Oh, that was his show?
It didn't last very long.
Yeah, the bonus round sucked.
It really was bad for the competitors.
Yeah, did anybody win?
No.
No?
Yeah, the bonus round was the Beach Boys were in the corner of the room, and basically you either had to help Chuck write a good song, and that the Beach Boys wanted to...
Or Dennis Brown.
Right. So they stabbed you or you wrote a hit song.
So basically...
It was really high pressure.
So basically, the Beach Boys just gave thumbs up or thumbs down, and if they got thumbs down, you'd get
Yeah,
stabbed?
like Joaquin Phoenix and Gladiator.
Wow.
Basically, exactly. I don't like that song, and then Charles would get all stabby.
How many times? How many episodes was it?
One.
Yeah.
It was not well received, much like most of Chuck's songs.
Yeah, Chuck had some terrible ones.
Guns N' Roses re-recorded it.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
They loved it.
Wait, but didn't...
They did. They did a song on the Sketty incident.
Yeah.
The Beach Boys did a song by him.
They did, but they did not give him credit for it, and that's part of the reason he went nuts.
He was
He
pissed.
was super pissed. He didn't have to.
He thinks it.
Yeah, the only song on Chinese democracy that went in the top 10 was Let's Get Stabby, written by Charles W. Manson. Yep. The W stands for Winston. They called him Wink.
Yeah.
You know what else didn't go well? Chinese democracy.
That was terrible, that song, right?
No, he means the concept.
I mean, literally, yeah.
Wasn't the album bad, though?
Yeah, but the concept was worse. It failed. Worse,
yeah.
Oh. I did not know that.
Yeah, there was like one good song in that.
Which was?
Better.
Mm-hmm.
Wish the whole album would have been better.
Yeah, me too.
We waited.
It
was highly anticipated.
It was highly anticipated, yes. And pretty much epically failed.
Hideous.
They should have consulted with old Wink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
That was the number one mistake they made.
Yeah, always talk to Wink.
Yep. You got any more sports?
That's enough.
Yeah, it probably is. Why have so much junk for you if you don't have a lot?
Wow.
Wow.
When it comes
sick,
to,
man.
What's going on in the headlines segment?
All right, let's do that when we come back.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Man.
Like Barry Manilow's going on his very last tour.
I thought he was deceased.
Don't say it.
I didn't think he was still with us.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah. I thought Barry died like 10 years ago.
No way.
Get out of town.
That's isn't that like your mom's one of her favorites? Zacco?
Oh, yeah, she loves him.
Yep.
How old is he? 100? Why am I so mad at Barry?
What did Barry Manilow ever do to you?
Do you think 100-year-old man is going on tour?
I mean, the one guy that basically they drag up on stage, that guy is Frankie Valli. He's 105, and he doesn't even know where he is.
He does, too. What a mean thing to say.
No, have you seen those videos?
I sure have. He rocks.
I mean,
I saw him at Coachella.
Charles Manson currently would do a better job.
I hope when your old people are as mean to you as you are.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm not going to make it to an old age. I'll be dead.
You're going to be 105 doing the same goddamn Target joke.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And they're going to go,
sorry.
that guy's face doesn't even move. They're just wheeling him up there.
Yeah. No.
Who goes to Bogarts at 105 years old and goes up on stage?
No one will find me funny in 2 weeks.
Headlines is next on the Power.
It's true that some things change as we get older. But if you're a woman over 40 and you're dealing with insomnia, brain fog, moodiness, and weight gain, you don't have to accept it as just another part of aging. And with MIDI Health, you can get help and stop pushing through it alone. The experts at MIDI understand that all these symptoms can be connected to the hormonal changes that happen around menopause. And MIDI can help you feel more like yourself again. Many healthcare providers aren't trained to treat or even recognize menopause symptoms. MIDI clinicians are menopause experts. They're dedicated to providing safe, effective, FDA-approved solutions for dozens of hormonal symptoms, not just hot flashes. Most importantly, they're covered by insurance. 91% of MIDI patients get relief from symptoms within just 2 months. You deserve to feel great. Book your virtual visit today at joinmidi.com. That's joinmidi.com.
Good morning, Coleman.
Here's Coach Finch on facing Luka on the Fan.
You know, every team's a little bit different. He's still the same amazing player. When the ball's in his hands, he just controls so much of the game and the way it's played. So we got to do a better job of disrupting that. There's certain things that we learned from being in a series with him last year that we have to put into action this year. Our discipline around him and those execution, the execution of those things, it has to be better. I think last year we were kind of like feeling our way through some of it. Then we're going to have to be ready to do a multitude of things.
How cool is that? Let's go. You think they can beat the Lakers, guys?
Sure.
Come on now.
Yeah, I think they can. Yep.
Definitely can.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool in sports, check this out. I'm looking through my Jeopardy questions, from the latest edition of the Jeopardy board game that I have.
Oh, yeah?
Listen to this question. At the 2018 Olympics, John Schuster led the U.S. men to gold in this sport.
Wow. Schuster made the Jeopardy game.
Pretty cool, right?
That's sweet.
Yeah.
What is curling?
That is correct. That is correct.
Good answer. Good answer.
Nailed it.
Before they were wed, Gabrielle Union said this hoopster banned her from courtside because she was too distracting.
Who is Dwayne Wade?
That's right.
Good answer.
This quarterback has more Super Bowl rings than the Manning brothers combined.
Who is Tom Brady?
Good answer.
In the 2010s,
You're
winners...
playing Family Feud, by the way. That's what they do on Family Feud.
Oh.
I don't think the other contestants on Jeopardy say good answer, good answer.
Sorry, Daddy.
In the 2010s, winners of the Women's British Open included golfers Kim and Park. From which country?
We're going to go, what is Japan?
South Korea.
South Korea, okay.
And after the 2018 World Series, this pitcher inked a $93 million 3-year deal to stay with the Dodgers.
Who is
Kershaw?
That's right. How did you guys know that?
Oh, he's a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, never heard of him.
I love Jeopardy. Again,
Yeah.
Ken Jennings is the GOAT. He's so good.
You love him.
He's so good.
He is a goat.
Good for him.
He's very, 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 very good at his job.
He really is.
Super smart. All right, should we do headlines?
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Unless you have more Jeopardy questions, because I got all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
I like asking questions. I'm the new Winston Martindale.
Now it's time for headlines.
Brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric and wolfriverelectric.com. Get solar panels. Go solar in 2025.
That guy fell.
You get an app that tracks all your production, so you can see on a
That's
daily
sweet.
basis how much energy you're producing.
Where would I go to find more information? about this?
wolfriverelectric.com.
I like Tata skins.
Oh, hell yeah. Have you ever had one, Zach?
Tater skins?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What?
Do you like bacon?
Yeah.
Do you like cheese?
Yeah.
Do you like
Thanks, Rain Man.
Thanks, Horsey Rider.
Jeez. Yeah, Wapner.
I was going for Dassy, but
This is something that Zach, this is something you probably know.
Brilliant.
sure.
Here's trivia. Let Zach guess first, and if somebody else knows the answer, jump in.
All right, good answer.
Zachary, most of the static you hear on a radio is caused by blank.
I'm trying to figure out the static,
Most of the static you hear on a radio is caused by
the sun,
blank. That's what I would have guessed too.
electromagnetic
Yeah.
radiation, your phone.
The radiation is the key word. The radiation field around.
Uranus.
I also would have guessed the sun. So, not a bad guess, Zachary. But the answer is not the sun. It's the radiation field around
Earth.
The atmosphere?
The poles.
Jupiter.
Jupiter?
Isn't that crazy?
What?
Why?
Really?
Yeah, most of the static you hear on the radio is caused by the radiation field around Jupiter.
Way to go, Jupiter.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Well, that's a weird thing not to like.
Well, it's wrecking the radio station.
Not ours. Ours is.
By the way, if our station ever does start just kind of cutting out, I would say, stream us, right? Download the app or iHeartRadio or just KFAN.com. But if it's ever cutting out to the point where you're like, man, this is killing me, the static from Jupiter is just buzzkilling the whole show, flip over to K102.
Good idea.
Chris, today's your day. Today is National Librarian Day.
Yeah, man, I love them.
Yeah.
They're always like, hey, I'm going to put these glasses on. You be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like, sweet, whatever you want.
I'm convinced now when we do these golf bets that Alexis
They
and
do it on
Marnie
purpose.
just throw on the glasses because they know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
They're
gets
doing
him
it for
going.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Glasses.
Yeah, man, glasses are cute.
You love chicks that are visually impaired.
Yes, he does.
I like chicks, period.
Starbucks is updating its uniform policy beginning on May 12th. Baristas in North America are going to have to wear solid black tops to allow their iconic green apron to shine and create a sense of familiarity with our customers. So they have to wear
Yeah.
black and then the green aprons.
And leopard skin thongs.
Is that real?
Yep, that's true. That's what I just read.
Wow.
You won't be able to see it, but they are required to wear those. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if Chris is in the drive-thru, they are required to quickly throw on glasses
Exactly
Wow.
right.
and say your book's overdue.
Yeah, here you go. Now get over here and let me whoop you.
Wow. Jesus.
A 19-year-old guy in Michigan who was pretty upset. He had to watch his girlfriend's family pets while they went on a cruise.
Oh, what'd he do?
He is sentenced to 8 months in prison for making a false bomb threat.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's hear him out. What kind of animals were these?
Speaking of prison, I told Sauce this yesterday. So yesterday I come in here, immediately shut down the text line after I quickly read through it, just in case.
Yeah, you never know.
Shut it down. And then SportsCenter was on. Or I guess ESPN News was technically on.
Okay.
And there was a documentary called 26.2 to Life. Have you seen this one, Chris, or not?
Wait a minute.
It's about,
where they run marathon.
Exactly, in prison. It's a bunch of guys in prison that are
haven't seen
trying to stay active and productive. I guess it came out a couple years ago. And I feel like you just get completely punked because they're showing these guys that are working their butts off, and all the guys in the prison yard are going like, keep going, man, you can do this. And they're showing this guy who was like a track athlete in high school, and he was the fastest kid in his class, and he's in great shape, and he looks like he's busting his ass, and he's going to run this freaking marathon. Mm-hmm. And then a couple minutes into the marathon, there was an emergency in the prison, so everybody has to sit down because that's policy, right? That's procedure. Everybody's got to get down on the ground until this situation is taken care of. And they say sometimes this is 5 minutes, sometimes it's 20 minutes. We don't know. We just have to sit here until they say all clear. So it interrupts the marathon.
Oh.
But they're watching these. You're watching these guys, and you're like, well, good for them. They're trying to better their lives. They're showing these computer labs and doing all these things. And the guy that was like the favorite to win this marathon in the prison, they show him going back to his cell, and it's unbelievably small, like almost no room to do anything, which is fine.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, well, I'm in here because a gal and I, we used to get in pretty heated arguments and started to get physical both ways, and it got violent both ways. And then he goes on to say that when his wife or his girlfriend or whatever was 7 months old or 7 months pregnant, that he roughed her up a bunch. And then when the baby was born, almost died, but survived. But then like 3 weeks later, died of an infection. So he's like, they got me for second-degree murder. And I'm like, why do I care if this son of a bitch finishes this marathon?
So you've been cheering for this guy.
Right. So I'm watching this documentary at 5:15 in the morning going like, man, I hope this guy's doing better with his life. And that's pretty cool that he's running a marathon and trying to stay healthy and active. Then you learn he punched his pregnant wife and basically probably killed his baby. And I'm like, can we just kill this guy? I don't want him to run at all.
No, put him down.
It's just, so I couldn't watch, and obviously I couldn't watch it because the show was about to start, but I lost all interest in watching any of these guys succeed immediately.
It took place at San Quentin Prison, which is the same prison Richard Ramirez was at.
It's also where Johnny Cash recorded that record.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the rest of the documentary is good, bad, or indifferent.
But who cares?
Yeah, I lost interest immediately.
Yeah, who cares?
Screw that guy.
Yeah. Speaking of exercise,
okay.
What a transition.
Yeah, seems right.
About once a week, we get some new study, and it's always fun when Ben's here on Monday or Thursdays just to be like, Ben, check this one out. This one would probably piss him off. I should have saved it for tomorrow. According to a new study in a journal called Circulation, they tracked the movements of about 24,000 adults for about a week. None of them were people who got regular exercise.
Okay.
But the ones that did minor tasks, even like taking out the garbage, but did them faster, saw their heart attack and stroke risk drop by about half.
Wow.
So this study is saying you don't have to necessarily exercise, just whatever you're doing, like walking around Costco.
Yeah.
Do it faster. So don't take your sweet ass time going, I'm going to bring the garbage out. Then you turn into the sloth from Zootopia.
Yeah.
Pick up the pace, and they're saying that's pretty healthy. Just move faster when you're doing mundane, everyday tasks.
What if you're pacing watching Rory McIlroy play golf?
Pace faster.
Okay.
Minor stuff might include quicker things like speed vacuuming the rug.
Aren't you very good at vacuuming?
I don't know if I'm good at vacuuming. It's the only task, though, that my wife trusts me with before, like, major parties, right? She'll go, I'll do this, and this. You have to vacuum. I go, I got it. I got it, baby. Vacuum.
Don't you have one of those, like, portable ones that, like, does it on its own?
Oh, Roomba?
Yeah.
That's for like the hardwood floors, but somebody's got to do the carpets. That's my job.
The Roomba do the carpets?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Again, my biggest complaint about the Roomba is if you have kids and pets and there's stuff all over the floor, you can't just auto set it to like at 2:30 every morning, just clean the carpet. Well, it's like, but then it takes sometimes 20 minutes to get the Roomba ready.
Yeah.
So it doesn't run over a bunch of stuff.
And it always gets stuck on cords.
Something.
And it's always like, where did the Roomba go? And it's like upside down somewhere.
Zach, your hands up.
Bastard.
They're working on Roomba with a claw, right? So they're basically going to be able to have
pick
a claw
up stuff and move it.
And move it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you being serious?
Serious. Look it up. It's great.
Roomba. How do you spell Roomba?
R.
Whoa, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
Robot arm.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A 47-year-old in Pennsylvania named Crystal.
Yeah.
She strolled into a Royal Farms convenience store in Hanover, Pennsylvania last week, which is about 30 miles south of Harrisburg, if you're keeping track, according to the story. Mm-hmm. The place has a refrigerated room with a big sign over it that says Beer Cave.
Ooh.
And she wanted to go in. She did. She is the director of food and nutrition at a school district. Probably an upstanding citizen, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So she goes into this convenience store, goes into the old refrigerated beer cave, pushes a case of beer out of the way.
Oh, no.
And then pulled her pants down and crapped on one of the shelves.
Okay.
Then she walked to her SUV and left.
Okay.
Right. She didn't buy anything?
The store has security footage, and most of the room that she walked into is glass, so she didn't have a lot of privacy. Police have no idea so far why she did this, but the store said about $80 worth of merchandise had to be thrown out. She's facing charges for lewdness, criminal mischief, disorderly conduct that created a, quote, hazardous and physically offensive condition.
Weird.
The place does have bathrooms, so it's not like this is an emergency. I have to go. She just went into the beer cave and crapped on one of the shelves. Paul, your hand is unfortunately up.
We don't say it like that.
Well, because you're going to ask Woodhawk. Since she crapped on a shelf, you really should be asking.
I'm not going to ask either of those things.
What are you going to ask?
Do you think this poor lady has like mental health problems and she thought she was in the bathroom?
See, why do you got to make it real?
Not funny
though?
at all. I mean,
I'm not making fun of it at all.
Well, I know, but your job's not to ask good questions.
Yeah.
Your job's to say funny stuff. Paul, your hands up.
Woodhawk?
I don't know.
What, his dad?
100%.
Yeah, his dad wants, wishes he was that. His dad said, wait.
Can I move into the beer cave?
What are you going to do with that beer? We're going to throw it out, sir. I'll buy it from you. And then he went in his car.
Or he'll just wait out back until it gets thrown in the dumpster.
He just huffed the beer thing. Drank a few and said, this is the greatest day of my life. I wish that lady would dump
I don't
on
understand why you think he would think it was the greatest day of his life.
Well, because he likes poop porn.
I understand, but I still don't think it'd be the best day of his life.
I mean, probably the birth of you was his best day of his life.
Probably not.
Better than moving into the beer cave?
No, the beer cave is up there. He's just sitting there and waiting.
OpenAI is working on its own Twitter-like social network.
What does that mean?
So, Twitter.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
Okay.
No, but what's OpenAI?
It's ChatGPT.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
See, not everybody knows this, smarty pants.
Thank
Should
you.
read more.
You're the first person to ever call me smarty pants.
You are smart, though.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You once said you're smarter than everybody you graduated high school with.
I don't remember saying that.
You did say that.
I think you did.
Sauce, how many kids did you graduate with?
715.
How many kids are you 100% sure out of the 715 that you're smarter than?
And really be honest. Don't make a
honest.
joke out of it.
Well, if you want me to be real honest.
I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm saying give me the real number.
I think my GPA
I'm not asking about that. I'm just because like Zach's super smart but just didn't give a crap, right?
Yeah,
So he
right.
mailed it in and got 19 Fs or whatever. He's smarter than a guy that gets 19 Fs. I'm saying, forget your GPA for a second. How many people out of the 715 are you like, I'm 100% smarter than that person, no doubt about it?
40? I mean, I'm not bright.
No, go back to your GPA. Do you think there were only 40 kids that had a worse GPA than you two?
Because I think I graduated is a loose term. I think my GPA put me at like 685 or something.
So almost exactly 40 people from the bottom?
Yes.
So you are directly correlating your GPA to your actual intelligence?
Yes.
Got it.
Can you spell GPA?
No. Grade point average. I mean, I'm not smart, but you know what?
Nope.
I'm handsome.
Yep.
They just ask you.
Well, it's good to
That's
have
right, though.
self.
I'm worried about your health. You should walk through Costco faster. Shop faster. Just do like little tasks quicker.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I will. But
Thanks.
you won't walk to Costco or go to Costco with me anymore.
Again, I'm only elite at a couple things, and walking is one of them. I walk with a purpose. I am aware of my surroundings.
Right.
I'm good with a cart. I know where I'm going. I know where you are. I'm not going to run into you, and I don't expect you to run into me.
Yeah. Well,
I'm in the top 1%, I think, of walkers,
You
like
are,
social walkers. I don't mean speed walkers. I just mean if you see me in a store, you can give me the old head nod and go, that's a guy that knows what he's doing.
And that's why I just let you go.
Yeah, because you knew you couldn't keep up.
That.
Right.
And I like gandering at things.
Gandering, yeah.
Yeah, right? I don't know what I need, right, Hogs? Just buy whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, listen, I've got a list here of so far the best television shows of 2025.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Severance, number one.
Severance, they're not like in order, but they're just saying here's some great ones.
Yeah.
Adolescence,
Yep.
Severance.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what Paradise is on Hulu.
Yeah, everybody's telling me to start
What is
watching
it?
that. That's the one with Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden
yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard it's pretty good.
And White Lotus.
Yeah. White Lotus was good.
Yeah.
I've not watched it.
These got B grades. Dying for Sex with Michelle Williams, which everybody says is funny. I haven't seen it. It's where she finds out she's going to pass away, so she tries to get it on with everybody.
Yep.
The Pit, which has got Noah Wiley as a doctor.
Oh, yeah. People say that's good.
I was told last night that it was very good.
Yeah.
Actually, don't know anything about it. Reacher.
Yeah, I've heard that's great.
Yeah. Everybody's like, I sure wish Reacher was around.
Yeah. They do say that.
I like Reacher. It's a good show. That Alan Ritchson guy's huge. He's beefy.
He's
tough. He beats people up. And then a show on Max called Common Side Effects. Don't know what that is.
I have
know
no
that
idea.
either.
I've not heard
there
of
you go.
that.
There you go. Don't know what that is.
Hey, can we? Let's see if I can do this quickly without spoiling it. But something blew my mind yesterday, and I had to show it to Chris. So, episode 2 of Black Mirror this year, and again, every episode of Black Mirror is a standalone thing, right? You don't have to watch them in order. You can just watch them. Well, the second one is essentially about the Mandela effect. It's deeper than that, and there's other twists because it's a Black Mirror episode. But like, you know how in Coming to America, the restaurant was called McDowell's, not McDonald's? What if you woke up today, Sauce, and everybody around you was like, no, it's the other way. The real restaurant's McDowell's, Coming to America's McDonald's. You would think you're losing your mind, right?
100%.
If everybody else was like, Paul, you're wrong.
Yeah.
There's essentially a moment in episode 2 where that is part of the plot, where one person is 100% sure about something, but everybody else in the office is like, you couldn't be more wrong. And they have to Google it, and she's wrong, and she's like, I don't understand what's happening. How is this possible? Point is, it's such a smart show. Apparently, Netflix released 2 episodes of the same episode with both names, so you don't know which one you're getting.
Oh, wow.
So in essence, I had to ask Chris if he saw the same episode as me, because what they wanted to happen, and I think it probably did, is, oh, that was pretty cool how they switched it from Barney's to Bernie's, right? And then Chris would have been, no, they switched it from Bernie's to Barney's. I'd go, no, they didn't. They switched it from and we would get into an argument.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant.
And then one of us would Google it and then realize, oh my God, they released both. Here's what's so crazy. So I saw this article because somebody on Twitter sent it to me that Black Mirror released both episodes just to mess with us. Then I saw a review of the episode. And in the episode, when they were breaking it down, she references it the opposite way that I saw it. So with no reference to this double episode, right? She was just going through the episode. So if I had read that article not knowing that Netflix did this, I'd go, what a dummy. This writer has it backwards. And I would be questioning her article.
Yeah.
When she's right. She saw a different episode as me. It's just so smart. I don't know why I love that little prank.
That's outstanding.
It's so clever.
That's cool. Yeah, stuff like that.
So I don't know how they randomize it. I was asking Chris, I wonder if it's regional. I don't know if it's just literally every single person gets a random. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how Netflix feeds it. But when you're watching episode 2, technically it's one of 2 episodes. Everything else in the episode is exactly identical except for that thing. They switch the name one way or the other.
Wow.
So cool.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It was a good episode, too.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Super fun. Because the whole time I'm going, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Why is
she
so sure that she's right and everybody else is telling her that she's wrong?
Right.
Super
really,
fun.
Really good. Really good.
That show's dark as hell.
It is.
Zach, your hands up.
The Onion did something like that on their website. Like this is like 10, 11 years ago. They did a fake news story that said everyone knows you're high. And they did like 10 or 11 different versions of it that were like, so every time you refreshed, it was a new one. It was really well done.
Smart.
Yeah, that's funny.
The Virginia Department of Health says the state has more cases of sexually transmitted diseases than cases of the flu.
Jeez.
This comes as the agency says there's been a rise over the past 5 years. This week is Sexually Transmitted Infection Spreading Week.
Sounds like a party.
Yeah, it does.
Not awareness.
Yeah.
No, it is awareness. I changed.
By the way, what if you're that person and you realize how bad your state is falling apart when it comes to STDs, and you see the numbers and you're like, how do we bury this?
What are we doing here?
We can't release this.
No.
We can't say that we're number 1 in anything or that we have more. We have more STDs than people dealing with the flu. We got to just bury this entire study. How do we cover up this crime here?
Yeah, this can't lead our ad for why you should show up here.
Yeah. The people in the Virginia Department of Health recommend abstinence and monogamy. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that's a message that's really going to connect with Virginians.
Yep, makes sense. Oh, okay, cool. Didn't know that was an option. The season 2 premiere of The Last of Us is up 13% from the first season's debut, which makes sense. People liked it. It was really good. I haven't seen it yet. The new season debuted on Sunday, brought in 5.3 million viewers. I did really like season 1, though. Did you watch it, Core?
Still haven't seen it.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I think I saw 8 of the 10 episodes.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's good, yeah.
What's that guy's name? Kubar?
Yeah, Harold and Kubar go to White Castle.
Kubar Gooding.
Isn't it Pedro Pascal?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that guy, man.
Yeah.
Really
He's
good.
great, yeah.
Was that the first thing he was in of major note?
No,
he's in.
I mean, obviously Game of Thrones. He's been in a lot of things.
Oh, that's right. He's the guy from Game of Thrones. I always forget that. He gets his head crushed.
Spoiler.
That's sad.
Yeah, he sure did. Sure did.
Yeah, that's a top. We talked about this a week or two ago. Top 5 or 10 moment from that show.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Blew our minds.
Yeah, it did.
Blew his mind too. But
wow.
What just happened?
Oh, God, I missed that show.
Yeah, same. That's why. When is House of the Dragon this year or next
this
year?
year. Yeah.
Is it back this year?
It's this year, yeah.
Didn't know that. Wasn't sure.
Looking forward to it. There we go.
I am going to miss naming dragons and telling Rosie they play for the French national basketball team.
I still call him.
Brilliant.
It's still one of my favorite bits.
So good.
I went through their entire bench naming dragons from House of the Dragon, and he didn't correct me. One of them was Sea Smoke.
He just went, yeah.
I've had that.
All right, yep. Yeah, people in Virginia have that.
Yeah.
All right, 9 to noon is next. We're back tomorrow, 5:30 to 9. You're right. I don't know about Tommy tomorrow, but Lieber will be here.
Yeah.
Games.
We never know who's going to be here, and it drives Chad Abbott nuts. But who cares?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We figured today out.
It's gambling.
Yeah. See you tomorrow, 5:30 to 9. Thanks for checking out the Power Trip Morning Show and the Power Trip Podcast on iHeartRadio and all other podcast platforms.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abba-Dab. I love you, baby girl. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine, huh?
It's true that some things change as we get older. But if you're a woman over 40 and you're dealing with insomnia, brain fog, moodiness, and weight gain, you don't have to accept it as just another part of aging. And with MIDI Health, you can get help and stop pushing through it alone. The experts at MIDI understand that all these symptoms can be connected to the hormonal changes that happen around menopause. And MIDI can help you feel more like yourself again. Many healthcare providers aren't trained to treat or even recognize menopause symptoms. MIDI clinicians are menopause experts. They're dedicated to providing safe, effective, FDA-approved solutions for dozens of hormonal symptoms, not just hot flashes. Most importantly, they're covered by insurance. 91% of MIDI patients get relief from symptoms within just 2 months. You deserve to feel great. Book your virtual visit today at joinmidi.com. That's joinmidi.com.